Hello friends, welcome back to VOWIAS. Welcome to the discussion on daily MCQ. Today is 17th of November 2021 and now we are going to discuss 5 MCQs based on the current affairs. तो चलिए शुरू करते हैं. And guys, the PDF of the current affairs, the PDF of the discussion will be available in our Telegram channel. The Telegram channel details are there in the description. You can download it at free of cost. So this you can use it during your revision. Now let's first look at the question, the first question. The terms Kodo and Kutki, sometimes seen in the news, are associated with A. Small millets, B. South Indian tribes, C. Dance forms, and D. Handicrafts. So Kodo and Kutki. So generally these days UPSC is asking about the terms and all. So that's why this is important. So Kodo and Kutki, if you see, they are nothing but they are small millets. They are small millets. So recently the name of Bhopal's Habziganj railway station has been changed to Rani Kamalpati station. Rani Kamalpati was a widow of Nizam Shah, whose Gond dynasty ruled the then Ginorgarh, which is 55 kilometers away from Bhopal, in the 18th century. The Kamalpati was the largest, or you can say was the, was the last Hindu queen of Bhopal, who did great work in the area of water management and set up parks and temples. The Gonds are one of the largest tribes in the world, and they live mostly in Madhya Pradesh, Chhattisgarh, Maharashtra, AP, Gujarat, Jharkhand, Karnataka, Telangana, Uttar Pradesh, West Bengal, and Odisha. And the Gonds are divided into 4 subtribes: the Raj Gonds, Maldiya Gonds, Dhurve Gonds, and Katulwar Gonds. The staple food is 2 kinds of millets, which are Kodo and Kutki. And the question is based on this, Kodo and Kutki. They majorly speak Gondi, the Gonds majorly speak Gondi, and which is an unwritten language of the Dravidian family. It has been notified as a scheduled tribe. Now let's look at the second question. The second question is about the Munda Rebellion. So the statements are given, we have to choose the correct statements. First one, the rebellion was the result of replacement of the traditional Khuntkari system of the Munda tribals by the Zamindari system. Second one, it forced the colonial government to introduce the Chotanagpur Tenancy Act of 1908. Here we have to choose the correct option. A1 only, B2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. Okay, this is with regarding the Munda Rebellion, and the correct option is C both 1 and 2. So the rebellion was the result of the replacement of the traditional Khuntkari system of the Munda tribals by the Zamindari system, and it forced the colonial government to introduce the Chotanagpur Tenancy Act of 1908 because of this Munda Rebellion. So recently the Birsa Munda birth anniversary was observed on 15th of November, and the Munda Rebellion is one of the prominent 19th century tribal rebellion in the subcontinent. Birsa Munda led this movement in the region of South Ranchi in 1899 to 1900. It is aimed at establishing Munda Raj or Munda rule in this region, and the revolt came to be known as the Ulgulan or the Great Tumult. The reason for the revolt, if you see, in 1874, the British replaced the traditional Khuntkari system of the Munda tribals by the Zamindari system. The introduction of Zamindari system created the class of Zamindaris and riots. Following the monetization of economy, the tribals had to depend on the cash for paying the rent and for meeting their daily needs. This made them dependent on the money lenders. If you see the significance of the Munda Rebellion, it forced the colonial government to introduce the laws so that the land of the tribals could not be easily taken over by the Dikus. Dikus are the outsiders who come and take their land, which is also called the Chotanagpur Tenancy Act of 1908. It showed that the tribal people had the capacity to protest against the injustice and express their anger against the colonial rule. So the Munda Rebellion was one of the most successful rebellion, and Birsa Munda is even worshipped in these regions, in the Chotanagpur region. Now let's look at the third question. Consider the following statements. First one, landraces refer to the naturally occurring variants of commonly cultivated crops. Second one, many landraces are richer in nutrients than the commercially grown variants. You have to choose the correct option. A1 only, B2 only, C both 1 and 2, and D neither 1 nor 2. So landraces, it was in use. So the correct option is C both 1 and 2. You will see why this was in use and what exactly is landracer means. So recently among the Padma winners this year, there was this lady called Rihibai Popre, and she is also known as popularly the seed mother, from Akole Taluka of Ahmednagar, Maharashtra. Her Padma Shri is for the recognition of her work that has helped save hundreds of landraces. Landraces are nothing but the wild varieties of commonly grown crops at village level. The landraces refer to naturally occurring variants of commonly cultivated crops. These are as opposed to commercially grown crops, which are developed by selective breeding or through genetic engineering to express a certain trait over the others. Amid the threat of climate change, A challenge before the scientists and the policymakers is to develop varieties that can withstand both abiotic and biotic stresses. Naturally occurring landraces have a large pool of still untapped genetic material which can provide solutions. In this wider gene pool, the more the chances of developing a trait that can help in surviving extreme climate events. There is a common misconception that landraces have lower yields than hybrids. However, with proper agricultural practices, landraces can give better yields with lower inputs. Many landraces are richer in nutrients than the commercially grown variants, and Kalabat is the unique landrace of scented rice. Over the years, this variant had almost vanished from cultivators' field as hybrid variants became popular, and it has better climate resilience compared to that of other popularly grown rices, and they can withstand flood and drought better as they are locally grown and they have that local resistance to the local climate, in fact. Now let's look at the fourth question. Consider the following statements with respect to the norovirus. Recently, this norovirus was in news. First one, it is a group of viruses that cause gastrointestinal illness. Second one, norovirus is highly contagious and can be transmitted through the contaminated food, water and surface. You have to choose the correct statement. A 1 only, B 2 only, C both 1 and 2 and D neither 1 nor 2. And the correct statement is C both 1 and 2. Both 1 and 2 is the correct answer. So recently, at least 13 people have been found infected with this norovirus in Kerala's Wayanad district. Okay, and the state government has asked the people to remain vigilant and stepped up measures to prevent the spread of this virus. This virus, norovirus, is similar to that of the bug, which is similar to the ones which causes diarrhea, which is it's also known as this rotavirus. It is a group of viruses that cause gastrointestinal illness, and it is the most common pathogen implicated in the outbreaks of gastrointestinal diseases, inflammation of the stomach and intestines, according to the WHO. Initial symptoms of norovirus are vomiting, diarrhea, which show up 1 or 2 days after exposure to the virus. Patients also fall nausea and suffer from abdominal pain, fever, headache, body aches. In the extreme cases, loss of fluid could also lead to dehydration. The disease outbreaks typically occur aboard the cruise ships, in nursing homes, dormitories and other closed spaces, because the virus generally spread very fast in these closed spaces, and norovirus is highly contagious and can be transmitted through the contaminated food, water, surface. The primary route is oral fecal. One may get infected multiple times as the virus has different strains. The norovirus is resistant to many disinfectants and can heat up to 60 degrees centigrade. Therefore, the merely steaming food or chlorinated water does not kill this virus, so this virus can survive many common hand sanitizers. So it's a pretty dangerous virus, you can say. So this is all information about this norovirus which was in news recently. Now let's look at the fifth question. Consider the following statements. It's okay. So it's with regard to the constitutional government. A constitutional government is the one which, first one, places effective restriction on individual liberty in the interest of state authority. Second one, places effective resistance on the authority of the state in the interest of individual liberty. You have to choose the correct statement. A1, B2, C both 1 and 2 and D neither 1 nor 2. It is a previous year question from 2014. The correct option is B, which places effective restriction on the authority of the state in the interest of individual liberty. So constitutional government is basically that government which is guided by the constitution. And what does the constitution do is, the main aim, or you can say the main thing what it does is, it places a limitation on the government, because government in general will have more power. So it places a limitation on the government to ensure that the individual liberty is protected. So the second statement, which says places effective restriction on the authority of the state in the interest of individual liberty, is the right statement. Okay, and the same thing is given here. You can just go through it once, right? And guys, as you know, we provide the Vision Mains Test Series summary. In this summary, we have summarized all the important things. We even provide the Vision Mains Vision Mains 365 summary. Okay, so all the details are given in the Telegram channel. The Telegram channel details are given below. You can just join it. So as the Economy Mains 365 has just been launched, the summary is being prepared. So shortly it will be provided. So even the Mains 365 summary videos also will be provided to you over YouTube. So do subscribe to our channel as well. So that's it guys from my side. I'll see you again tomorrow with 5 more MCQs. Till then, keep studying and stay tuned. Jai Hind.